Hey guys, so today is a very exciting day for Boosted Media. We're standing in my, I guess you could call dining room in the house. And this is, for those of you who've been watching this channel for a long time now, this is where we actually started out. So when we were first doing our sim racing content, at least, after we were doing all the car stuff, this is where I used to film everything. My desk was sitting over here, the triple screen rig was sitting just there, and this whole space is only about 2 meters by 2.5 meters. And as you can see now, it is just an absolute mess. This has basically become our storage area for all the stuff that we're reviewing, stuff that we're maybe not using but want to come back to later on to do follow-up reviews, things that we haven't gotten around to reviewing yet as well. And as you can see, it's just a complete mess. So come with me now and I'll show you where we've been working for the last, there is a point to all this, I promise you. So I'll show you where we've been working since, what was it, May 2019. We moved into the studio that we built into our garage. So come with me. Excuse the mess in the house. It's absolutely horrible at the moment. We're in the middle of a whole bunch of stuff. So come through the laundry, and this is our studio. So it's funny because a lot of people don't realize just how small this space is. Those of you who've been following for a long time would remember the build videos that we did when we put all this together. But this is basically the double garage at my house. So we're working with a space that's about 2 meters wide along the back wall there where the main rig is. And then when we first started, I used to actually have the camera here and I used to film in this direction. All the track art that you see behind me on the wall used to be along this wall. And yeah, then we kind of had to move things around when we put the massive triple screens in. So everything that we do in terms of filming and reviewing and stuff is all kind of just in this little kind of probably 4 square meter space, really, like it's tiny. And then over there is where we do editing, and well, Tom does a lot of the editing now these days from his house. But if I'm editing or if I'm working on other stuff, admin stuff and so forth, that's the area where I do that. And this is typically kind of what the studio looks like. We're in the middle of a bunch of stuff. We've got stuff here. You can see there's no carpet tiles here at the moment. That's because we had the flood back in December, which destroyed the carpet. And obviously we didn't want to, just replace it because it was only going to get damaged the next time it flooded. And it actually did flood again, not to the same extent, but it flooded again 2 nights ago, which is the reason why everything's up off the ground at the moment. You can see the power boards and everything sitting up on top of the computer. So we've kind of just been making do in this space. I realized pretty much within a few months of moving into this room that it wasn't going to last me very long. But look, this has been an absolutely fantastic space. It's meant that we've been able to achieve the things that we have with Boosted Media. It's been absolutely incredible to be able to work from home, during those times when the kids were really young. And, I really do want to say a massive thank you to you guys that have supported the channel for making that possible, because that's time with young kids that you can never get back. And I really do, that really does mean the world to me. But it's time to move on from this space now. It's really sort of limiting our workflow and, the amount of capacity that we have to produce videos. One of the things we haven't been able to do properly for a long time now is cockpit reviews, simply because we just don't have the space to do that to the production value that you guys have come to expect from the channel, because we're working in this tiny little area. So what we're going to do now is introduce you to the new Boosted Media Studio as it stands as we take the keys today. So what we've done is we've rented a house just down the street from my main house, and that is going to become basically a man cave, I suppose you could call it. It's going to be where we set everything up. It's going to be where we do all our recording. Yeah, and it's hopefully going to be absolutely amazing. So let's go check it out. All right, let's go take a look. Come in.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you don't sound super enthusiastic, Tom.
No, I'm smiling behind the camera.
So this is the entryway.
Yes.
So we'll just run around and do a quick tour, I guess is probably the best way to do it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So this is like the main living area, which you can see we've got all our Google Nest cameras, which I'm halfway through setting up. We've got a Nest doorbell and a bunch of cameras, 6 cameras, which we're going to put around the place. Obviously security is important. Yes, I went and bought them a couple of days ago, just getting them all set up. But yeah, this is the living area. What we're actually thinking is probably putting the sim kind of here. Because what I'm thinking at least.
You can sort of walk around there.
Yeah, because one of the problems we have is we can't go around the back of the sim to set up cameras and film pedals and things like that. So I thought if we have it like this, then we've got this opening here and we can set up a camera here if we need to. And it kind of just makes a good use of this space. the sim itself only comes out about 2 meters, but it requires about 2 meters wide as well. So it will fit in this space pretty comfortably. Yeah. And then we've got an air conditioner here as well, which is obviously going to be important when we're simming. Another really cool thing we have is blockout shutters. So we've still got complete control of the lighting, which is really handy. So we can wind the shutters down. We had to black out skylights and things like that, but you know, we expected that. So then we've got a nice big wall behind us here, which we can potentially film against, although we have the aircon. And then we've got a wall here, which we can film against too. So we'll probably paint this white and put our track art, like you guys are used to seeing, up against this wall. So we also have through here, this is the main bedroom. So it's going to be a little bit dark in here. We've got the shutter down at the moment, but this is another studio, I suppose. So we can set this up. Again, we're probably going to paint this entire room white, I would say. And then maybe potentially put the track art up here instead of in that room. You know, have the desk here, have a bit of a backdrop behind us, and then there's plenty of room to film. So yeah, we got options here. This might end up being like a, you know, an editing studio, or you know, just something where we have a couple of PCs set up to do other bits and pieces, but we'll kind of figure it out as we go, I guess.
Having 2 different spaces that we can film.
Well, I mean, like the space that to put it in perspective, the space that we've been working in for everything, if you cut off just the footprint of the sim, wouldn't be any bigger than this room. Yeah. So like, yeah. And then we've got, there's an ensuite bathroom there.
Wheeze only in there?
Wheeze only, that's the wheeze only toilet. Yep. The poo toilet is out there. Walk-in wardrobe thing, which we can use for storage. Great. That'd be nice. And then we come through into the kitchen and dining room. We've got a slow combustion heater, which will be good in winter. Probably too hot, but... So, not sure what we'll do with this space yet. It's got a massive kitchen. So, no excuses to go to the pub, even though the pub's walking distance, which could be dangerous. McDonald's is walking distance too, which could also be dangerous. Every excuse. So yeah, this kitchen, we'll get a fridge, we'll get a microwave and basic stuff, but there's heaps of space there to do things. We could potentially set up like a solder station or something.
I was just thinking charging battery.
Yeah, charging battery, like a battery charging. Because it's like, it's funny because it's like a man cave. We can just do whatever the hell we want. Like, I mean, our pantry's already full of tools, so, well, not full, but. So yeah, we'll have like a dining table here, where we can have food and converse.
You mean a pool table?
A pool table, yeah. We could put a pool table there, or some arcade machines.
Yes.
Pinball. There's another potential recording wall there that we could use, but it's quite echoey in here. We don't have carpet in here, obviously. Then we've got a bedroom, which will probably just be storage. I'd say, yeah, this one will probably end up just being storage. It's pretty manky, but who cares? Then we've got toilet, which you don't need to see. You can see if you want, it's just a toilet.
See it?
It's pretty exciting.
Oh, that was what I missed it.
Yeah. Bathroom with really interesting color choice. Remember the house we lived in that had the brown bath?
Oh yeah, brown toilet, brown bath.
So another bedroom, exactly the same size as the other one. So again, we can use this for storage. What we'll probably end up doing is putting a bed here or something so that I can sleep here if I'm working late and not wake up everybody at home when I inevitably end up working late and then come home late. But one of the things I'm trying to do at the moment is set a bit of a healthier lifestyle as well, because it's been just insane recently. And then through here, we have the laundry room, which we won't really be using. And then we've got another room at the back, which, yeah, not sure what we're going to do with this room. We don't really need it. We could potentially like sublet it out to somebody that needs storage, or we might put like a exercise bike or a treadmill on here or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Okay. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, and then that's not all. The other really important thing is that we have a proper garage now that we can put the car in too, so it won't be, we'll be able to use it. So we've got a decent sized backyardy kind of space too, not that we'll really be using it. So we finally have a decent space where we can keep the M2 as well, which will be nice. So, and there's a decent sized workspace here too. So like there's a workbench and
Check out this bad boy.
yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh? big vise
Yeah, nice.
if you want to bend stuff.
I feel like we've often needed a vice and not had one.
I've got a vise, but it's
it's
not
covered in-
really this hefty and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's the new place.
Sweet.
All right, let's go back to the house.
So what do we need to do now?
Well, I mean, I guess the first thing is obviously we've got to set up all the security cameras and stuff. So I'll get all that set up. We've got internet running, so that's good. Internet's twice as fast as it was at my house, which is,
So
yeah.
it's what, 20 megabits down?
100 megabits down and 40 megabits up, which everybody anywhere outside of Australia is going to laugh at, but that's
Yeah, nice.
pretty good for Australia at least. So that'll mean that uploading videos will be twice as fast for me as well, provided that I'm actually doing it from here. But yeah, look, we've got to set up security cameras. We've got to move everything across. I want to obviously set up the security stuff before we move any real gear in. So it's going to be a process over probably the next week or two, just kind of moving things in. We've got to do painting as well, so that'll be happening this weekend. And yeah, then we're just going to get up and running. There's going to obviously be lots of little tiny teething things that we might have to deal with. A little bit nervous about power. The house has got old school fuses in it, so we might find that we burn out fuses, and then because we're renting it, we have to call landlords and get them to, we can't just do stuff ourselves, which could be a problem. So we'll iron out any little teething issues, set up the rig and try and get the lighting all sorted for that as well. I wasn't super happy with the way we had that in the other place with the ambient lighting. I thought that that could definitely be improved, but I kind of put it off because I knew we'd be changing it again anyway. So I want to get all that set up properly. And yeah, then it's just a case of getting things up and running, figuring out what other equipment we kind of need in terms of lighting and tripods and bits and pieces like that. So yeah, that's what we're working on at the moment. So if the videos are a little bit slow for the next few weeks, that's the reason why. We'll kind of keep you updated throughout the process as well, let you know if there's any little bits and pieces that we come across that we think are interesting or particularly useful for you guys that might be setting something up. But I guess I wanted to close this one off just by saying a massive thank you to all you guys. It's still kind of blows my mind to think that, you know, only 2 years ago we were in that tiny little space, then that just became a storage space, working in the garage for a while, and now, you know, we have an entire house that we can set up however we want to use just for making videos, which is pretty amazing. So thank you so much to everybody that has supported us, not only the viewers, but people that are now sponsoring videos and, you know, all those things. It all contributes and it all makes this kind of thing possible. So yeah, thank you massively to the community. It really has been a life-changing thing for me and for Tom as well. And yeah, it's gonna make things a lot better from a work-life balance for me as well. One of the challenges that we've had, as I said at the start of the video, is you know, trying to maintain a healthy balance between when I'm home, actually being present as a father and a husband, and not sort of, you know, running off to do work all the time. And the temptations are always kind of there, but also, you know, maintaining a healthy balance in terms of being able to be at home for the kids. Both kids are now in school. My son actually just started his first day of kindergarten today as well, so it's a big day for the family. But yeah, having that separation between work and home I think is going to be really healthy. It's also bike riding or walking distance from home as well, so I'm going to actually be able to have an excuse to get some exercise once in a while, which would be good. So yeah, it feels like, you know, the last 2 years has been, you know, we've been able to achieve a massive amount with the channel, but, you know, it's kind of been a bit of a limbo period where we knew that things would ultimately grow to the point where, you know, it was more than likely going to be that we'd be able to do something like this, but we just weren't quite there yet. So actually being able to do it is a massive thing, and I'm really proud of what we've been able to achieve. But as I said, we wouldn't have been able to do it without the support of you guys. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you for all the support, and yeah, we'll keep you updated. See you again soon. Bye.